want to be the guy who kills this thing. Of course, Burris is the guy who holds Barack Obama's old Senate seat. Remember that? And with me now, the governor who put him in that seat, the former governor now, Rod Blagojevich, who joins me to discuss this health care mess and so much more, the author of the recent book, aptly named The Governor. Governor, good to have you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, Neil.
What do you make of Senator Burris saying, you know, I might not be on board here? What's going on?
Well, I hope he sticks to his guns. Senator Burris was appointed by me in part because of his political philosophy. He supports a public option. President Obama was elected. He promised the American people that there would be a public option in a health care bill. And now the Democrats in the Senate are breaking the promise that they made to the American people, and they've taken away an option from the people, which is very important to keep the marketplace in such a place so that the average person can actually reach and afford health care. And I hope Senator Burris sticks to his guns and does not support a bill that doesn't have the public option in it.
All right. What is going on here, though? Is there something more you suspect to the Senator Burris's and the Bernie Sanders and the others who are breaking with the president, or at least threatening to?
Well, I disagree with Karl Rove on several issues, and I disagree with him with regard to this particular health care bill. I think the president missed his opportunity, and he should have gotten this done during the honeymoon period that all presidents get immediately after they're sworn in. Like Franklin Roosevelt in the 1930s, like Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, two leaders from two different parties with different agendas. Both of them understood they had a mandate from the people when they were first elected, both on mandates to change things like President Obama, and they both knew that they better seize the moment and not squander the opportunity, and they got their big agendas done right away. With Roosevelt, it was the New Deal. With Ronald Reagan, it was his tax cuts. President Obama, in my judgment, and the Democrats in Washington waited too long. They should have done this in the very beginning and kept their promise to the American people and have comprehensive health care, affordable health care available to the American people. Yeah. The public option should be part of it, and there should be a provision in there that requires insurance companies to cover pre-existing medical conditions.
Well, do you think, Governor, do you think that the fact that Senator Burris is balking at a couple of these terms is bigger than this, that it has to do with the way he's been treated either by the president since you appointed him, and he's sort of been like, I don't know, kryptonite, and maybe owing to you, I don't know, but that this is his way to get back at the big guy?
I hope not. I don't think that should be, it should never be about personal issues between political figures on something as important as health care. I hope it's based upon principle, and he believes in a public option, as do I, as do a lot of other Democrats. The private sector is critical, obviously, but if the Obama health care plan ultimately becomes one that the Senate leadership, Harry Reid, Dick Durbin, and others, turn into a bill that essentially requires every American forced to have health care, but then take away the option of those consumers to be able to shop around, try Blue Cross Blue Shield, but if that price is too high, then pursue a public option which will keep the marketplace honest so that the average consumer can actually afford health care. If the Democrats give that option up, it's basically giving a health care plan to the insurance companies, and now they're even suggesting and saying that they're going to take out the provision that would allow American consumers to have access to the free marketplace and get cheap and affordable prescription drugs from Canada. It seems to me that the Democrats and the Senate in particular are essentially betraying the Democratic voters who elected them on a mandate on health care. And when they ran on this, they talked about safe and affordable prescription medicines from Canada.
Well, you know,
they talked about a health care plan that included a public option.
But Governor Bill Clinton has said, maybe the governor like you're all right in all those aspects, but just ran something through and they can work out the details later. What do you say to that?
I disagree with that. And again, I would fault President Obama, whose heart's in the right place. You don't go to Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid and tell them, put together a health care plan. If you're the president, you just got elected, and Ronald Reagan did it on his tax cut plan, and Roosevelt on the New Deal, you got your plan. You go to your Democrats in the House and in the Senate and say, you have a majority because of my coattails. Now pass my plan.
He let them do it. And then, right? And you see that was a problem.
That's where I would agree with Karl Rove and you. That, I think, is a problem, and I think that's why he's in the mess he's in now. And I just hope they don't sell out and give the insurance companies a big victory. The idea that the American people are going to be forced, compelled to get health care, but then they don't have the option to shop around with the public option, it's upside down. That's not what the Democratic Party stands for.
Well, when's the last time you talked to the president, Governor?
before everything changed in my life a little over a year ago.
All right. So even with
I saw him
his
in
people or
Philadelphia.
anything since, you haven't had any conversation?
No, I haven't.
Because I know if the government goes through and wants to sort of retry you or look at the possibility of looking at a trial next January, February, or reintroducing one, reindicting you essentially, your lawyers have coveted the opportunity to have a sitting president, President Obama, as a witness. Where does that stand? How important is that to you?
Well, I've said all along from the very beginning, and let me reiterate, I have done absolutely nothing wrong. I've been lied about. The people have been lied to. You and the media have been lied to by false accusations. I never, ever considered selling a Senate seat for financial gain. It's a flat-out lie. There are hundreds of hours of tapes. I've suggested they be released publicly. My accusers, who twisted the truth by taking snippets of those conversations out of context, have gone into court to prevent those tapes from being heard. I've also said from the very beginning that I thought it was important that President Obama, Rahm Emanuel, Harry Reid, Senator Menendez, and other Democratic congressmen that I talked to about the Senate seat give testimony under oath, because they'll be able to say that they did nothing wrong and I did nothing wrong in my conversations.
So your
with them.
conversations with Rahm Emanuel, I'm sorry, sir, but those conversations with Rahm Emanuel would confirm that neither he nor you were doing anything sneaky.
That's correct. We were doing good things, routine politics, to try to do the right thing and end up with the right decision.
Okay. You know what's interesting is, obviously, you're being so closely scrutinized, and everyone's following this case very closely because they seem to think you were the embodiment of crooked politicians, and that's the way you were portrayed in the media, and you say falsely. But do you help your cause when I know you were speaking at the University of Chicago earlier this month, Governor, and referring to the Constitution, you held it up and say it's effing golden. I know what you meant, but was that the way to state it?
Well, I was asked by a student at the University of Chicago would I put effing golden there, and he gave me a copy of the Constitution, and I said, he wanted the real word, and I said, no, I can't do that, but I'll do a kinder, gentler version with the effing, and what I wrote was, and this I've learned even more now than I ever knew before, how important the rule of law is and how sacrosanct it is. And what I wrote was, the rule of law is sacrosanct, nay, it is effing golden. And the point I'm making is that we are a country of laws and not men, and that some people in powerful places who go unchecked. And you have a media today, and I'm not referring to you, Neil, because you're different, but where you have a media that's so interested in the super sensational story. It's sort of like the National Enquirer on steroids, and they like stories that are just too good to pass up, but they don't have that healthy skepticism to actually ask questions about some people in high places in other branches of government who are simply not telling the truth and who are lying. And in my particular case, a governor elected twice by the people was stolen from the people based upon false accusations, and my accusers have gone to court to prevent the tape conversations from being heard. I've advocated that they be heard because those tapes.
But is there anything on that? I know you asked this a lot, Governor, but a lot of people who aren't familiar with the story, they're just getting their arms around it. Was there anything on that tapes, in your view, besides maybe some coarse language, that would at least appear incriminating, or that you were trying to take advantage of your position to exact some favors from those in Washington?
Let me